Guten Tag, grüezi miteinander. My name is Eve and today I will be reviewing all the German books by Olly Richards. Olly Richards is the creator of the story learning method and I will put all his links below. So I bought every single one of his German books and I absolutely love his books. The first book I got was at the bookstore and I read through his 5-step reading process and I read the first chapter and I understood some of it but not all of it. But then I looked over the vocabulary and then I reread the chapter. And with each chapter I would gain vocabulary, I would gain confidence in reading in German, and I would also start to notice patterns in the German language, and my confidence started to grow, and then I started to love reading in German. So if you don't have much time to dedicate to reading in German every day, I just want to show you this one chapter because you do have time to read in German every day. Look at that. It's not even a page. It's totally doable to read one chapter every single day in German. And I'm a person that I never enjoy doing tests in school, but I actually do enjoy doing these tests. The tests at the end of his chapters are actually pretty funny, and a lot of times the next question will give you the answer to the first question. He gives you one every so often. If you need a win, he'll help you. So these quizzes are really fun. It doesn't take long at all to do. So I timed reading, and it took me 6 minutes to read a chapter, do the quiz, check the quiz, look over the vocabulary, and sometimes I even have enough time to reread the chapter. So you do have time to read in German. He makes it possible so you do have time to read in German. This is literally a paragraph, so it's not much at all, and I don't have a long attention span, so this is perfect. So did I read in German? Yes, I read in German. We don't have to tell anyone that it only took 4 minutes or 6 minutes, but you can read in German every day. So if you are an A2 beginner reader, let's say you never read a book in German before, a great way to get started is with this book, 101 Conversations in Simple German. And if you are into art, this is really great. Someone steals a painting by a German painter, and it's about the adventure of these two women trying to find out who stole the painting. So it's a real page turner, and it's really easy to read. And you know, you don't want to struggle too much when you first read a book in German. You know, it's easy enough that you understand what's going on, but sometimes you may have to reread it to grasp the whole concept of what's going on. But you can do it. As a beginner, you can totally read this book. Another great book for beginner is Short Stories in German. And this has really fun stories. You can read anything from knights and currywurst. It doesn't get more German than that, right? This is a great book to learn about conversational connectors. So what's great about Olly Richards books, he tells you his 5 or 6 step reading process. He tells you about the grammar, and there's a lot of charts in here in the beginning. But if you don't want to read about that, just go ahead and go to the introduction page and then read through the chapters. But his charts are really great because he will give the word, the definition of that word, and then how to use it in a real life sentence. And this is excellent. This is one of the main books you probably want to read because conversational connectors are incredibly important in German. Unless you want to make super short sentences, this is the book you want to get. Another book is called Declension Demystified, and he tells you in the book what that even means. If you're not a grammar person like somebody, he tells you exactly what it is. And basically there's these 2 guys that go to a museum. One of them falls asleep and he's in a different time. So if you kind of like time travel dreams, this is one's for you. So I got this book a few days ago because he just released it. It's called Perfect Object Pronouns. And I'm only a few chapters into it. And this Most of the books do have quizzes. There's only 2 or 3 that don't have quizzes in them. This is about a couple going to Austria and they find a red suitcase. So I'm really enjoying it so far. It seems really interesting. Now, I also just got this book. I'm only a few chapters in, and this is called Ace German Affixes. And Edna and Wolfgang, they already raised their children, and now they moved into a bungalow, and they find a box of treasures. But then one of his friends say, oh, this isn't worth anything. But then the next day he shows up with a new tractor and a vacation to the Caribbean. It's like, Wolfgang, what are you doing? Are you being shady? Like, where did you get all this money? So this is really fun. Verb position mastery. This is also another really important one in German. Those verbs. So Hannah moves to an apartment with her cat, and the cat's kind of a little bit magical. He solves a lot of problems. So if you love cats. So Master of the Cases gave me Love Actually vibes, if you watch that movie, where there's a bunch of different people and different things are happening in their lives, and then they intertwine, and then, they all know each other, and it's all interconnected. So if you like Love Actually, you're probably gonna like this book. So Incredible Idioms is a really good book, and it's about Gabby and Heinz. They go to a class reunion, they get in an argument, and then Heinz goes missing and there's a trail of blood. I'm halfway done this book and I really am enjoying it. I love most of the Olly Richards books, but there is one book I did not enjoy at all, and it's called 101 Essential German Verbs. So basically, this girl, Alexandra, she gets an argument with her family, and she says, I hate my family. And then they all die, but she lives. So if you want to feel sad, read this book. I thought it was really sad, and I don't really want to be reading about death. I don't know. Maybe I can appreciate this when I'm older. I don't know, but it's kind of horrifying, the thought of your whole family dying, so I did not enjoy this one at all. I'm sorry, Olly. So now I'm going to talk to you about my 3 favorite books by Olly Richards. So, Spoken German Made Simple, and it gives me Knives Out vibe. If you watch that movie, Knives Out, it's kind of like Who Did It? So there's Detective Ina, and a jaded detective named Detective Henning. There's a missing girl. This was a page turner. I really thoroughly enjoyed this book. This is really good. This book I also loved. It's called Irregular Verbs Made Easy. So there's a math teacher named Siegfried, and he has someone he has a crush on named Clara, and he loves this castle. He's a tour guide at this castle, and this book gave me National Treasure vibes. So if you are into National Treasure, this one's for you. It's really exciting. It's a page turner. I really loved it. So this book, Winning with Werden, is really fun because it's about driving a cake from Switzerland to Italy, and Daniel and Hanno pick up a hitchhiker. What could go wrong? This is a real page turner. I really love this book because I am Swiss, and before I had children, I was a pastry chef, so I loved the adventure with this wedding cake delivery. So if you are a B1 intermediate reader to around B2, 101 Conversations in Intermediate German is really fun. Again, it's about artwork, but they're running around in Berlin, and this doesn't have any quizzes, at least not in my version, but it's a really fun one to read. The Short Stories in German is another fun intermediate book, and it will have stories in it such as someone has a dream about a fire, or someone was trying to steal the lemonade recipe. There's really fun stories in here, and sometimes you need variety. Variety is the spice of life, so this is great. The next 2 books I'm going to share with you You have to be really into these subjects to read a whole book about it. So I will say that. One is climate change. So you have to really be into the subject of climate change in order to read this book. I'm struggling to read this book a little bit, not because it's difficult, because it's not like an action story, you know, not a lot. It's literally just about climate change, and I really care about the climate, but like to read a whole book about it is a little tough for me, but I'm gonna push through because I bought it. This book, World War II in Simple German, there's very specific German vocabulary words regarding World War II, and I'm struggling to read this one too. Not because it's difficult to read, it's just a lot of facts, and it just makes me sad. World War II makes me sad reading about it. So I will get through it eventually. So that's all I have today. I hope you enjoy reading these Olly Richards books as much as I have. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Dankeschön. Tschüss.